Society has several different objectives and goals that we work toward. First of all, it's to collect and preserve documentation, artifacts, memorabilia within the community. Specifically, we try to stay focused on Marys County, but that can include some Missouri items as well. Our second goal is we try to identify and promote landmarks of significance to Marys County. And finally, our final goal is to educate and promote the Historical Society and the artifacts. Back in 1956, a group of concerned citizens recognized that there was no formal way to identify or collect items. So they formed the Historical Society of Marys County, which is how it started. Unfortunately, over the years, it disbanded. But again, in 1986, a group of prominent citizens, some of the same ones, reformed the group officially, and that one stuck. So we were happy to have that. Not everyone is probably interested in genealogical family research, but you're always interested in something. It might be your dad's senior picture in an old yearbook. It might be a newspaper article about when you scored 20 points at a basketball game in your high school year. It might be about you are interested in knowing your family farm's history and how it came to be in your family or who owned it before you. All of that's present within the research room of the Historical Society. You know, we have all those different things and artifacts throughout the collection, and just something might pique your interest. Felker House, which we're sitting in right now. The Felkers came and built this home in 1855. And they have such a very interesting history. They had a cattle drive to San Francisco during the gold rush. They had a shipwreck. They had family tragedies and death. Their infant daughter has the oldest inscribed tombstone at the Vienna Public Cemetery. You know, they held important offices. And later, even one of their grandchildren became the editor-in-chief and founding officer of the New York Times. So they have such a broad history, and it was just really interesting to me as I did that research. So it would definitely have to be the Felker family. We really encourage anyone that's interested in Marys County history to become a member. To become a member, it's $20 annual dues per year. Those funds go to preserve the Felker House, the research room, the old jail museum, and our whole research complex that we have. It's $20 would also include a quarterly newsletter, which is excellent. We have a very good editor, Glenda Baxter, who works very hard. And it's a newsletter that provides not only information about the citizens of Marys County in the past, but also about famous landmarks and areas such as Vichy Springs or those kinds of things, Paydown Mill. All of those are important, and I think your family, and especially your children, would be interested in getting that touch of history early on. I think they would enjoy that. We have several things. If anybody wants to volunteer, we certainly welcome members to do so, but they're not required at all. We have several events each year. We have an annual quilt raffle that brings in several $1,000s for us. We also have 2 craft shows each year, so those are important. We have several open houses so people can come and tour the museum and all the buildings there. You might even find a piece of your family's history, so that's always interesting. Just come to the research room once. Come and tour the museum during an open house just once, so you could at least say, oh, I've been in there, or show your children. You know, everybody has often said, I drive by all the time, but I've never been inside. And that's a shame because it's really, really interesting and you have a lot of neat things. Hopefully too, if anybody has family memorabilia or documents or a family album of genealogical research that you don't know what to do with, contact one of the officers for the Historical Society because it's things that we might be very interested in.